Welcome back. Welcome back to the Ilical Caribbean Reality TV experience. Here you get the Black perspective, you get the womanist perspective, you get the Caribbean perspective, and you get a very academic perspective, which is why I'm going to start off this review of Love Island episode 21. That's Love Island USA, episode 21, with one concept that I want us to keep in mind, which is the concept of double consciousness and the ways in which we have to be careful. And I say that because, okay, today was a little heavy for me because I was thinking through that concept in reference to what we saw play out on during this recoupling. And it's two things that I want us to be very cognizant of. We have two white bodies, two male white bodies, and two black bodies, plus a colored body, that's the men. And the ways in which we have the two white men being represented and seen as saviors, and we have the three other men being seen having insults hurled at them, being argued with, etc. Basically being nailed to the cross, and without nuance, without so it felt a lot like black trauma porn. And I think that we need to be cognizant, like even if we're within a human experience, only the black bodies are within a human experience. When you meet another black body, especially when you understand that this is for international fodder, we need to be careful to not reify the tropes that have been attached to our bodies. Yes, you're upset. Yes, things have happened. Yes, we have certain human emotions, right, attached to certain experiences. But I think there should always be, while there you are the other self within like a large experience, there shouldn't be a schizophrenia in the sense that you don't see yourself in your other black person within the space. In the sense that we're hurling insults as a black body, not understanding that we're given the world permission to hurl insults at a black male body that is always already seen as a sexed body, a hypersexed body. So when we put Corbin and Kenzie, for example, Kenzie had been moving like real mad in the house, right? And she has been able to harness a positionality of victimhood in comparison to Corbin, who has been moving just like her, having the same exploration experiences as her, but we have so many insults being hurled at his body. So I say this to mean that when we meet each other in outside spaces, when we meet other black bodies in other larger spaces, we need to be mindful that we don't reify tropes on that body, thinking that it doesn't reflect back on us or doesn't reflect back on our siblings, doesn't reflect back on our parents, and woe be unto me that production has already set things up in such a way that we create those experiences that the white men are, because we have been saying the ways in which production has been in cahoots with the white men throughout this experience. And to see that we're able to create a scenario where the white men are saviors, knights, kings, in comparison to the black men who are seen as like pee-whipped and just like all about looking after pee. So we don't give any nuance to the conversations. So with regards to Corbin, we don't give nuance to the conversation that Kenzie had been moving mad. With regards to Anaya, we don't give nuance to the conversation that Anaya had repeatedly punished Casey throughout the experience, and she had not been the nicest person to him. But what we get is production being able to use Black pain as fodder for entertainment, so we can zoom in on Anaya's face as she cries, as she breaks down, and we can have people hurl insults at those Black male bodies. And it's completely with impunity. Everybody gets away with it scot-free. But we leave the episode always bird's eye view. What do you leave the episode with? White men are knights and black men are trash. Because black men will always follow the P. And that's the narrative that had been building, 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 building. So we need to always be cognizant that it's never just what you see in front of you as you watch. You have production in play, you have cameras in play, you have editing in play, right? So let's jump into the episode and we will go over some of those moments as we break things down. So we begin with Dylan and Kenzie. And Dylan is telling Kenzie that she thought she would not have passed fifth grade. I believe that. And her wanting to go to nursing school is to prove to herself she was smart enough. And yo, the way people been laughing at Kenzie and the shit that she's saying, she is not. Mm-mm. Kenzie did not do well at nursing school at all. Then we have Corbin and Palmita. Palmita thinks Corbin and Kenzie had more sexual chemistry. She thinks, she really believes it's more and it's completely different with them. And Palmita Boo is already planning for the outside. We have Bryce and Sydney speaking, and Sydney still shoots her shot, and babe, Bryce is not going to bite because I've been telling you there's been a conversation between Bryce, Zach, Kata, and Trinity that they're going back to each other. That has been the plan, and these four are gunning for the 100K. So then we have Bryce in bed pretending to be all broken up and confused. Like, I've never seen a man so sad over not being with a woman. Oh God. And Sydney's inner mommy comes out and she's like, she'll hold Bryce like a baby tonight. I'm like, sis, nope, 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 nope. Go sleep on the daybed. Casey is in his glories. Casey is like, honey, I'm home. So we have this moment in the dressing room where Anaya says she thinks Casey is fine AF and wants to be with him. And again, as I keep telling you, be mindful. Look at when Bryce speaks. When Casey speaks, look who jumps in. Look at who jumps in quickly. When Anaya speaks, look at who jumps in quickly. Bryce and Trinity are always on the job. They're busy. They're instantly busy ensuring that they keep that trench between Casey and Anaya as far open as possible. So Trinity jumps right in and she's like, "You're fine, she keep doing you dirty, keep being a dummy." I'm like, again, what did Casey do aside from, let me just wipe this. Oh, okay. What did Casey do aside from not explore his soul and literally, honestly tell Anaya that he wished he had explored soul? And Casey became a villain. The black male body became a villain for not exploring a woman, and the woman had left the house. So again, Trinity does not see herself in Anaya. So Trinity is on this mission from the time she heard that Casey had said he doesn't understand why Bryce and her were at the top. She's been on this mission to ruin battery pack in her back. She's been on this mission to ruin Casey and Anaya completely. And she's not thinking, but wait, this is my black sis. This is my black sis. In the process of wanting to destroy Casey, I'm also going to destroy Anaya. But she doesn't think about that. Again, there's a schizophrenia in the sense that I see somebody who looks like me, but I don't see any of me in that person. So I can completely separate myself from that person. So anyway, as we continue to prepare for bed, we have Zach humping Bryce. That's the real couple in the house. Trinity whisks herself off to daybeds, continues the plan, and again we have the black men making out like pee running out of style, and the white men are just sleeping. So now we're convincing you, black woman. Like there was this conversation a couple years ago where we're like, no, we have to get a white man because the white men are the good men or whatever. That is why we continue to have these conversations because of representation. And that is why Ace last year was such an anomaly because we could not manipulate Ace to move the way we wanted him to move and make him look like such a horrible human being. Because Ace continuously pushed against that narrative. So anyway, it's morning time. We have Gal and Ronnie making breakfast with Jen. The Casa Boys are putting in the work. Whoosh! Dylan plans a massage for Kenzie while Corey plans a beach picnic for Mel. It was cute. Then we have Caleb and Sincere having a conversation. Sincere says the postcard made him miss Mel because he remembered what she looked like. He hadn't remembered what she looked like, and all of a sudden he remembered her. And then he tells us it will be a sincere decision. And immediately, we have our doubts. Then Corey pulls Mel for the date. It's cute. She actually goes in for the kiss or whatever. That was good vibes. Dylan and Kenzie, they also have a cute date. While he's massaging her, they're getting to know her, but Kenzie, this lustful bee is still thinking about Gal. Gal is Jen man. Jen literally has nobody else, and she's not thinking about Jen at all. She's thinking about always wanting to have all the attention affixed to her, especially when it comes from white male bodies. She wants the attention on her. Nothing, and again, as I said, Kenzie keeps moving mad. Kenzie is never, we don't see Kenzie's feet held to the fire. To the point where when Corbin told her, yo, the man says that you've been moving lustful too, she couldn't believe it because she herself doesn't even see herself as misbehaving. That's how powerful representation and those tropes that have been attached to bodies, that's how powerful it is. But we can lash at Corbin like throwing stones at Jesus on a cross for moving just as mad as Kenzie. What, just because he said Kenzie's out the window? Moving right along. Ronnie and Trinity. Ronnie asks her about the postcard. Trinity don't care. She's like, that's obviously like within a challenge. They have a plan. We have Kenzie and Gal having a conversation, and she's grafting Gal hard. This girl is on Gal like. But going through social media and seeing what conversations people are having, there's no conversation about that. Our conversation is fixed on how horrible those black men are. And Anaya crying. So we have Anaya crying, we black trauma corn because we don't understand the ways in which black pain is actually literally like fed on, like ravenous animals in media. They love to see black pain. So that's why we'll have whenever we have Casa, we would always have those black women arguing and crying and, oh, the men have messed up or whatever. But last year they had two queens. Last year they had two queens and they didn't know what to do with them. But they also did have Huda that they could exploit for that kind of ravenous entertainment of pain. So we have Jen, Kate, and Trinity having a conversation. Jen says she doesn't understand why Kenzie seems happy with Dylan, but is still on Gal. Girl, I tell you, Kenzie is Always, always lustful. Basically, she's trying to say, why would she not leave Gal for me knowing that I don't have anybody else? Kenzie's name is Pointut. Take it all eyes on me. And she continues to move as mad as she has been on day one. Anaya and Carl play volleyball. They have a conversation. He feels self-conscious that he's boring and still. You are boring and still. Anaya's mind is on Casey. And I keep saying that's the only reason she didn't touch Key, because she knows Key would have been the temptation that she would not be able to resist. But she should have. Anaya, again, Anaya is just immature, and Anaya doesn't know the ways of the world. She doesn't see when she can't even see that Trinity be riding her. Riding her. And you will see what I mean at the end. So then we have Titi and Sincere. They have a conversation. He's on his analogy game talking about puzzles, and Titi's like, yeah, that's deep. Can you tell? He actually tells her that Casey is different with her, and he hasn't seen Casey smiling that much. That's because Anaya been stressing Casey out, yo. Let's find the nuances in those conversations, please. Anaya, Kate, and Mel have a conversation. Mel tells them she kissed Corey. They are excited, and then the recoupling texts come in. Bryce, Trinity, Kate, and Zach, all of them. Oh, they're stressed. They're stressed. They're not stressed. Trust me, these people know that they're going back to each other. They've been had that conversation before they left. Okay? Anaya and Mel are genuinely shook. Like you could see the difference. Jen asks Gal if she brings him back, if he will be pushing up on Kenzie. He's like, yep. This girl wants to be chosen, but Gabe chose you. Gabe actually did choose you. And we know that she's not interested in Ronnie. This girl doesn't want anything with color. This girl would slip with something with color, but to have a genuine relationship, she doesn't want anything with color. Casey says he's leading with his heart and he's going to be selfish. We know what that means. Mel, Kenzie, and Anaya have a chat. Mel asks if Sincere will bring somebody back. Kenzie says, I wouldn't doubt it. Nobody would. Nobody would. Nobody would. So Anaya, while getting prepped, she's like, I have not seen this fool in a minute. You call him fool. Anaya, cherish the king. The same way you want to be poured into you, you have to pour into your partner also. It can't just be pouring into you. And you have been moving like hella selfish in that house. So I don't blame Casey. But we end the episode with Casey having so many insults hurled at him. People get mad so much. Apparently, production had to remove Mel and Kenzie. Let's keep nuance in the conversation. So anyway, recoupling time. Ariana comes in looking stunning as usual. So we have the girls choosing to still recouple and wait to see what their original partner did. Jen, of course, chooses Gal. I really hope Ronnie did not think he had a chance, like he never did. Caleb comes in with Jaden. Then we start with Kenzie and Corbin. Kenzie says she finally found a guy who is genuine and real, and Corbin had red flags. Anaya is there nodding vigorously. Anaya, you ain't seeing Kenzie moving mad. You ain't seeing Kenzie moving like a mad head trying to get all white man behind her. So apparently they all think Corbin is trash. So she chooses Dylan. Apparently Dylan says he was struck by her big blue eyes. Ah. The cast of guys actually say wow when they hear how the girls are trashing Corbin. It's really sad. And again, like you're hurling those insults at that body, forgetting that you have a brother or cousin that you're giving, or father that you're giving people permission to see as what they're continuing to Ray in those situations. Keda even says Corbin is shunned. That's the schizophrenia I'm speaking about. That you separate yourself from the other body that looks like you because for you that could never be you. So Corbin walks in with Parmida. They boo Corbin. At least they admit Parmida is stunning boy. Kenzie's eyes are red. Parmida says she feels confident and the girls all chime in. They all lay into Corbin. I'm uncomfortable because we are acting like Kenzie was just such a saint. So Parmida tries to tell them he never disrespected you with me, and all the girls just jump on her like a pack of animals. Like, mm. And she said, yeah, he was thinking with his dick, and Kida is all like, do you want that? So not only are they attacking Corbin, but Parmida is being attacked by association. So Kenzie runs off scot-free. Kenzie did nothing. Kenzie is a saint. As she said when she was doing her affirmations, Kenzie is an angel. Then we have Kata and Zach. Kata says she did not think Zach would flip that quick. The same white man who she needs to put her in her place. But anyway, cue the music. I do it all, everything. Music, sweet, sweet, sweet. And Trinity says, cross one off of the shit list. Very beautiful romantic music. And Zach comes out alone, music swells, and it's beauty, it's happiness, it's joy. What a king. What a prince. Okay, then we have Mel and Sincere. She says she appreciates Kari, and the worst part is that everybody was telling her she deserves better. Mel's music is stop fighting your internal war. So Sincere comes in alone and she's happy, and despite that, she lays into Sincere. She goes off, and Trinity is happy to see that. Y'all, I want a black person going in there playing chess. But Ace did, and everybody hated him for it. Everybody wanted to call him out for playing chess. Then we have Trinity and Bryce. Oh, that's the biggest love story, y'all. Biggest love story. Love song busts out from the time Trinity stand-up. Love song. How amazing Bryce is, she speaks. And am I salty? Yes, because I'm seeing the wide disparity of treatment of bodies. Even Ariana says that's beautiful. Zach smiles. She decides to stay loyal and the music goes low. The music says, I'm gonna set this heart on fire. I swear it's a wedding. And she screams when he comes in and he runs to her like, ooh, lad, 100K. They win. Production, you win. How about a round of applause for production? Zach, Kida, Trinity, and Bryce standing ovation. Yes, I am salty, y'all, because I can't take the difference in the treatment of bodies. Because I have a brother. I have a brother who has to walk the streets and to be looked at the way that we have been told that his body has to be looked at, and there not being any disparity in how representation of his body is put on screen. My body. So people are just waiting for him to like bust into tears. And that is what I liked about Shelly and Olandria for Olandria, when her partner chose Clark, she was just like, hit the runway, bitch. So glad she's winning right now. Um, yes, so we have Anaya left for last. She says she got a chance to explore and she's sticking with Casey. She knows that he reassures her, but she's forgetting that she never reassured him. So Casey comes in with Titi. The music starts. It's dramatic, echoes of pain, and careful what you wish for. Song says, I've forgotten how to bleed. As a matter of fact, bleeding in the songs, again, subliminal messages. Bleeding in the songs played, you hear that twice during that. Trinity smirks. Like y'all be missing those the tiny things. Y'all miss the tiny things. Trinity smirks. And Trinity will make sure she gets her lick back, and that lick back is now all over the internet. Trinity smirks because she's been waiting for this moment. Anaya feels happy. They all hurl insults at Casey. Casey says he hates to see Anaya like that, but the decision is for him. So Trinity stops and she gets her moment. And she says, remember when you said that Bryce and I did not deserve to be at the top? But look at you now. She got her moment. She got her moment. But Trinity, you did that at the expense of you. Because when you go back to Bryce's circles, nobody is going to look at you any differently from how they're looking at Anaya, they're looking at Casey, they're looking at Corbin's body. It's going to be the same. We need to be careful. We need to be careful. It's kind of like when they're like, oh, you don't speak like the others. You're different. You're this. Forcing you to your outside self to see self as outside of the Black race. You're never outside of it. So I think they did a brilliant job of allowing us to have our entertainment at the cost of Black pain. And I need Black viewers to be a lot more cognizant because we're just out in the streets, just putting the nail in the coffin, putting the nail in the coffin. And again, there's this separation of self from self that we see ourselves as completely outside of. It's like a made-up self, a self completely outside of the reality of ourselves. And we continue those conversations that continue to hurt us and the community. I did warn you it's going to be a little heavy. This is the end of our episode. Enjoy your weekend as much as possible. I'm going to throw this episode in the trash and I'll keep fighting. I'll keep viewing. It's hard, but I will. Bye, everybody. It's Pride weekend. Tonight I'm going to see what I can enjoy. I'm like the best ally.